So our next section has this fun little like textured bird footprint mark. So when you see birds walk in the sand, they leave a mark that is like this shape. So this is what it's referring to. And this is like a smaller section that's like a break in between some bigger ones. And it's worked on a background of double crochet and single crochet stitches. So let me show you how it's worked. So this section uses a repeat of 30 stitches. So per 30 stitches, you're going to have one of those feet mark, and then you have some white space on the sides. You're going to start with a row of single crochet, a row of double crochet, and repeat those 2 rows. So in total, you're going to have 4 rows, 2 like single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. And then row number 5 is where we're starting here. We're going to start with single crochet in the first 14 stitches. So once you've done your 14 single crochet, you're going to make a front post double treble. So you're going to yarn over 3 times, and you're going to work that stitch around the single crochet 4 stitches before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to work around the post of this single crochet. So you're going to insert your hook from the front to the back before the stitch, and then pull your hook behind the stitch back to the front, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull to 2 loops, and you're going to repeat that until you have only 1 loop left on your hook. So yarn over, pull to 2 loops, yarn over 2 loops, and yarn over 2 final loops. So this is making that horizontal bar that we want. Now this stitch here is equivalent to the one you just worked. So you need to skip this one and work to your next stitch here, which is just a single crochet to anchor your horizontal line. And then we're going to work a front post treble crochet. So only yarn over twice for your treble. And you're going to work that in the single crochet row below, but not the stitch right below it, but 2 stitches to the right. So it's going to be this single crochet here. Now this stitch that you just made is not going to count as a stitch. So we are going to work in that first stitch here for our next one. And we have 2 single crochets that we need to make next. So 1 is going to be in here and 2 is going to be the next one. Then we're going to do a front post double treble again. So yarn over 3 times. And we're going to work around both this center stitch and this other front post stitch. So we're going to insert our hook under that post, and then under the other one, we're going to pull up a loop around the whole thing, and we're going to yarn over and pull to 2 loops, yarn over 2 loops until you have only 1 loop left on your hook. And we are going to anchor it again. So this loop here is your actual stitch that you just worked. So you're going to do this in this one, and you're going to make a single crochet to anchor it. And you can see 2 feet off that bird mark. And then we're going to single crochet until the end of the row. And that's a total of 11 single crochet here at the end. And that's the end of your row 5, which is the trickiest row of the stitch pattern. So then on row 6, you're going to chain 2, and you're going to double crochet all the way across. So this is just on your run. Now, when you get to the stitches you just made, it can be tricky to see which one you need to work and which one you don't. This one here, you need to work. So you ignore the textured post stitches and you just work in the top of the stitch. Now here, I'm going to work this one. But this one that's a bit skewed here, that's the one that didn't count as a stitch. So we're going to skip that one, and we're going to work in here. And then you just keep going until the end of your row. Make sure you check your stitch count. You should have 30 stitches per repeat. And that's a pretty good way to see if you missed any stitch or added one unintentionally. Then on row 7, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're just going to finish off that bird mark. So we need like a 3rd post here. So we're going to single crochet 18 stitches to get to the point where we need to do something else. And then we're going to do a front post double treble. So yarn over 3 times. And that's going to be around the center stitch, which is still this one here. We're going to pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull to 2 loops, yarn over 2 loops until you have only 1 loop left on your hook. And you're going to anchor that again. This one is the stitch you just worked, so you're going to work in this one. And you can see your bird feet, and then you're going to single crochet until the end of your repeat, which is a total of 11 single crochet again. So here you can see your bird feet mark. You're going to work a couple of a row of double crochet to finish off your section, just so that it's like symmetrical and you have that white space here at the top. But other than that, you are done with this section. These stitches can be a bit on a tighter end like this. What you can do is with your hands, you can just pull this one more to the center, and that's going to even out your tension. It's just because the yarn might not be as slippery as it should be for it to lay here. Blocking will also fix that in case needed, but now you can see it lays perfectly flat. Then you have that last foot mark. And that is all you have to do for this section.